You're at the front of a storm. The Democrats have caused lots of problems at the airports and all other places too. We shouldn't be in this position, especially when we're in conflict elsewhere. But how are you doing and how is ICE doing at the airports and helping out? Oh, sir, just have the opportunity to help our other fellow officers at Department of Homeland Security. We're doing great. We're going to make sure that your promise is kept, that we're going to help those lines move, and we're going to make people safe. No one should be nervous to go to the airport. This is illegal. We need to see your badge number. Show your badge number. Show us the badge. Is anyone surprised at the idea to send ICE agents to assist with long lines at TSA came from the president himself? I mean, I can't imagine how this will go. Legal migrant arrests at airports, sir. Arrest. Will we see ICE arresting illegal migrants? Yeah, are we talking about that's why the Democrats are going crazy because they have allowed, by what they did, and hold up. We put ICE, who are a very high level, I mean, they really are a high level group of people. Idea was put in the airport. We're dealing really, whose idea was mine? That was mine. That was like the paperclip, the story of the paperclip 182 years ago. A man discovered the paperclip. It was so simple. And everybody that looked at it say, why didn't I think of that? ICE was my idea. Airports across the country are now dealing with massive staffing shortages at the TSA, leading to hours-long security lines and widespread disruption. But those shortages didn't just appear overnight, right? They are tied directly to a funding standoff in Washington, and Senate Republicans have repeatedly blocked Democratic proposals to fund TSA and other Department of Homeland Security functions, with multiple bills failing to pass despite focusing solely on keeping airport security operations running. You, Senator Cruz, and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that. Senator Kuhn submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no. Democrats' position has not changed. We want to pay TSA workers today. We're ready to meet with the White House today to keep talking. In fact, we were going to meet this morning with Tom H-Man. But apparently the White House pulled that meeting because of Donald Trump's temper tantrum. At the same time, President Trump has refused to support funding deals unless they include broader political demands, specifically the funding of ICE. You know, the rogue agency that had to be completely reshuffled after their disaster in Minneapolis, previously helmed by someone who used taxpayer dollars to fund an advert that cost more than most Hollywood blockbusters. I mean, I can't imagine why Democrats are a bit hesitant. And so what's happening today in America that should outrage everybody? He's taken the very same agency that has been bursting into our schools, into our churches, into our hospitals, into our courts, and even to the homes of Americans. He's taking that agency that is reckless and out of control and bring them to our airports under the lie that somehow this is going to help deal with the long lines that he created in the first place. This is an outrage. We should not have an agency that America doesn't trust, an agency that literally has seen violence against Americans, an agency that is tearing away American families, tearing apart American families and arresting and detaining Americans and violating due process rights and civil rights. Well, the result, TSA workers are going unpaid. Officers are quitting or calling out and airports struggling to function. Now, instead of resolving the funding issue, this administration chose a different approach. Deploy ICE agents. Makes sense, right? Thousands have called out sick. Many aren't unable to pay for their cars, gas, childcare, or rent due to the shutdown. It's making it so they can't even afford to come to work right now, which of course they haven't been getting paid for more than a month. That's why President Trump decided to send hundreds of ICE officers into the airports that are greatly impacted, like here in Atlanta. Mayor Andre Dickens says those officers are meant to help with crowd control and line management. They are not supposed to conduct any immigration enforcement. We have seen a handful of them already here this morning, And travelers we spoke to say they feel for the TSA agents, but they also feel like this is even worse than they were expecting. Seemed like I didn't sleep last night to get here to the airport. It's unfortunate, but hey, I got to do what I got to do. If I had the means, I'd pay everyone right now. But I can't. But I would. It's crazy. I don't blame them. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because they're hardworking individuals. It's been crazy, fine for about an hour and a half. Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of uncomfortable, the situation. But you know what? What can we do in this day and age? I expect anything. A lot of folks depend on looking at the TSA wait time information on the website. That's not up right now. All it says is get here at least 4 hours before your flight. And truthfully, you might even want to add another hour or two onto that just to be safe. Across major airports, immigration officers have now been brought in to assist with crowd control, security flow, and operational gaps left by the TSA shortages. Or that's their plan at least. There's a fundamental problem with that approach, right? We've all seen what happens when ICE agents are placed into civilian heavy, high stress environments, which I mean, yeah. Have you ever been to an airport? It's the mecca of stress. And with all that, it creates a new set of risks. And politically, this creates a serious problem for the administration. I mean, they already backtracked on the amount of ICE agents they deployed to Minneapolis and parted ways with those who were overseeing that train wreck. According to reports, Trump has ordered ICE agents deployed to airports not to wear masks and to try and blend in with travelers. The great American public is going through at the airports. They're going through a big struggle right now. When we just put ICE in charge and they're helping TSA, the agents, and they're working together so far very well. I actually suggested that in the airports they take off their masks, and they did. That in the airports that had, I'm a big believer in the mask because we have, Biden allowed hundreds of thousands of killers into our country. We're rapidly getting them out, by the way. But they would go after these people if they knew exactly who they were. But in the airports, it's different. I didn't love the look in the airport as you get off the plane. So I made a request and they agreed to it. So they're not going to be doing that. We will also bring Mr. President. You deployed ICE agents to American airports. Newsmatch, sir. You're not doing a very good job. You deployed ICE agents. You're not doing a good job. Did you hear me? Okay, go ahead. What exactly do you want from taking CNN over news? You believe signaling that he in fact is very well aware of the mess that he created, while sending those who were involved in said mess to help clean up another mess that he created. You see how this administration works? One question. I want the mainstream media's head to blow up today. We can use what's happening with these ICE helping out at the airports. We can use this as a test run, as a test case, to get to really perfect ICE's involvement in the 2026 midterm election, sir. Yeah, I think we should have ICE agents at the polling places because if you're an illegal alien, you can't vote, right? It's against the law. It's a federal crime for you to vote in federal elections. And so if you're an American citizen, you should be happy that ICE is there because you're not going to have illegal aliens cancelling out your vote. And if more incidents like the one at SFO surface, the story won't just be about immigration enforcement or TSA. It will be about whether or not this administration is making the situation worse, a situation they helped create. President comes out with these idiotic statements every day, whether it's related to the war in Iran, where he contradicts himself, whether it's related to the SAVE Act, where he doesn't even know what it does, or related to the what's happening in Homeland Security. We hope that Donald Trump will stop derailing these talks and let negotiations continue. Democrats want to be reasonable, and we're going to keep working in good faith to reach a solution. We need to pay TSA workers ASAP. Love this video, support independent media, and unlock exclusive content. Add free videos and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.